Hello everyone! I know that each and every one of you probably have that one game that you consider to be the most beautiful chess game, but this is the game actually that brought me the most joy the first time I saw it, and it was about the time that I first started reading chess books. I had a book about old masters, and after I saw this game, I repeated it like 100 times over the chessboard. I showed it to all my friends, well, those who played chess. There weren't really a lot of them. But I was really amazed at this game and by Adolf Anderson himself and by his style of play. And this game was played in 1852. It's played between Adolf Anderson and one of his students, Jean Dufresne, if that is how it's pronounced. I'm not really sure. So let's see this game. The game holds the title The Evergreen Game, or The Evergreen Game, as well. It never gets old. It'll probably be exciting to look at this game even 500 years from now. So let's see this game. Anderson is white and Jean is black. We have e4, e5, and yeah, I forgot. It's after this game and after, well, let's just get to the move knight f3. We have knight to c6, bishop to c4, so the Italian game, bishop to c5, and here we have b4, the Evans gambit. It's definitely my favorite opening with the white pieces. If I'm ever able to play b4, I will play b4. Doesn't really have to be the Evans gambit. I will play b4 against the Sicilian. I do enjoy an occasional wing gambit, and I really enjoy the idea of b4 as a move. So we have bishop captures on b4, we have c3, so basically white gives up a couple of pawns for extremely rapid development. We have bishop to a5, and now d4. We have e captures on d4, so giving up another pawn, and castles. And here, since Jean is Adolf's student, he knows that d captures on c3 can get a bit too dangerous for black, so instead he plays d3. Okay, well, we have queen to b3, now attacking this f7 square, and well, black does have to defend this, and also he has to figure out a way how to castle, so he plays queen to f6, preparing knight to e7, and maybe then castling. We have e5, not allowing black any time to breed. We have queen to g6, and here we have rook to e1. And okay, now black can play. Here we have knight g to e7. We have bishop to a3, and now it's not really pinning the knight or anything, but it's a useful square for the bishop, as this diagonal is very strong. And here black has a number of options. He can play d6, he can push d5. Maybe just castling would be best, even if it's not the best move, but it would be best for a human to play it. But instead, as those were the moves in old times, he played b5. Black wants to give up some material to get some development himself. So Anderson plays queen captures on b5, we have rook to g8, we have queen to a4, and now again, probably best thing for black would be to castle here, but he plays bishop to b6. Now he's also kind of eyeing this f2 pawn. We have knight b to d2, and here bishop to b7. Again, probably castling here would have been best. But black, for a price of one pawn, black now has this, both bishops are attacking f2 and g2 at some point, and he does have a rook on an open file after the bishop's move. Anderson plays knight to e4, we have queen to f5, and again, instead of queen to f5, probably there were better moves. Probably castling was better here. And here Anderson plays bishop captures on d3, and now Anderson is well, threatening all sorts of discoveries after this knight moves, and this queen doesn't really have a lot of squares to go to. So he tries a queen to h5, and here Anderson starts his maneuvering. He plays knight to f6, which is forking the king and the queen, so the knight has to be captured. Jean plays g captures on f6, we have e captures on f6, and well, this wasn't really a sacrifice, as white will win the piece back. And well, since black doesn't really see any threats here, he plays rook to g8, and this rook to g8 move is actually the best move. And well, this is the most critical position, probably one of the most critical positions of all chess positions, as well, black is threatening queen captures on f3, as the pawn won't be able to recapture. But if he plays this, white has a crushing attack, and it's very hard to find a defensive move for black in this position. I will let you try and find a defensive move for black on your own, so you can try some of your ideas in the comment section. Here, Anderson played a spectacular move. He played rook a to d1. It's a slow, silent move, but the consequences of this move will be deadly. So Jean, of course, didn't really understand this move, and he played queen captures on f3, which is, it's a good move. He grabs a piece, and he's threatening queen captures on g2 with checkmate. It's not very easy to stop this. If white tries g3 or something, then this knight can move with a tempo, and then this bishop and queen are also ready to deliver checkmate on g2. But here Anderson has a crushing combination. He plays rook captures on e7 with check. And well, what's black gonna do here? If he tries something like king f8 is of course impossible. He steps right in the bishop's path, then simply rook to e3 wins a queen, or maybe white can even mate here. And if well, best move for black would be something like king to d8, but white would still prevail here. But what Jean played allowed Anderson to finish the game in great style, and this is why the game got its name. He captured the rook. He played knight captures on e7. And here we have Anderson's great idea. That is the whole point of rook a to d1. He plays queen captures on d7 with check. And well, the black doesn't really have any options. If he plays something like king to f8, then simply bishop or queen captures on e7. This is checkmate, a very nice checkmate. So after queen to d7, black decided to play king captures on d7, as well, we saw how king f8 loses. And here we have a pure Anderson move, as this is something. This is a theme you'll see in a lot of Anderson's games. He plays bishop to f8, bishop to f5 with check, and this is actually a double check, as there's a discovery from the rook on d1 now. And well, only squares available for the black king are c6 and e8. And if black king would go to c6, then it's mate in one. It's actually bishop to d7 checkmate, as this light square bishop is, well, slicing this way, this dark square bishop is slicing all the way here, and rook is covering d5. So a beautiful checkmate. So after this bishop to f5 double check, he played king to e8. But this allows a checkmate that's just as great. He plays, Anderson plays the bishop to d7 with check. We have king to f8 or king to e8, king to d8 doesn't really matter. And here Anderson finishes the game with bishop captures on e7 with checkmate, as well g7 square is covered from the pawn. And this is a beautiful mating picture, and it's well, it's an extremely beautiful game. It's definitely an evergreen game, as the title would suggest. And look at these bishops here. It's the greatest bishop pair ever. They're quite a team. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this game. Like I said, this is the game I consider to be the most beautiful, as it brought me great joy, and it still does. And I would like to thank Miki Gramatikov. Thank you for your contribution to my channel. I really appreciate it. This is actually your second time contributing, so I'm glad you're still enjoying my content. Thank you a lot, sir. And yeah, as usual, you can check all of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon.